Dave, help us make sense of what is happening with the Silicon Valley Bank, let's just say, mess. You have a great article on your website about it, but how should we think about this? Explain it to our audience.
Let's start with the fact that it is the total end of Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank is a disaster. What happened out of Dodd-Frank is clearly a failure, the inability of regulators to do the most basic of their job. But really, you have now a double indictment on the Fed, Charlie. The Fed built up this bubble in Silicon Valley with the 0% interest rates, all the quantitative easing that they facilitated, that they just let go for far too long. I understand extreme monetary policy right at the point of the COVID moment, but they kept it going for over 2 years, and it built up this massive deposit base at Silicon Valley Bank, primarily depositing SPACs and IPOs of unprofitable companies and startup tech firms that were funded by venture capital. And then the interest rates start rising, and the value of the bonds that this bank is holding go down. So they got into what we call a vicious cycle in finance, where the depositors are pulling money out. And then because they're doing that, they can't raise new capital. They can't raise equity to keep their bank afloat. And so it was a real failure of regulation. And I don't want to beat this dead horse, but it is almost surreal how ironic it is that this firm was such a leader in the woke DEI hiring, their chief risk officer bragging about her sexual orientation and gender status and identification. And I don't care. They can hire whoever they want, but then they're placing these identity politics issues above the substance of the job of actually managing risk. And so I'm not trying to get a political jab in there, but that's what this was.